welcome to Adair Homes virtual open house. This will be the Olympus with the farmhouse as far as the exterior goes. My name is Dave Brunson here at the Aurora office in Oregon. I've been with Adair 9+ years, and I'm joined by my co-worker here, Joe Becerra, and he can help me answer some questions. I'm going to share my screen.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
Just wanted to remind everybody too that we do have the Q&A button at the bottom.
Oh, good.
So they're welcome to just hit the Q&A button, and we highly encourage questions. Just type them in, and Dave and I will do our best to answer those. But definitely, all questions are good. Go ahead and fire away with questions down at the bottom, the Q&A tab.
Okay, thank you, Joe.
Sure.
I thought I would start with our website, and I just want to point out, if you look up here, we're in the North Willamette Valley here in Oregon. So you could be anywhere in the United States, so you'll want to contact the office later that covers your area. But to change and see pricing and everything, you just click on that button and put in your build area, and you should come up here. So one thing I want to show you here is we're going to roll down our website here and get to the Olympus. We have a lot of homes here to show. The Olympus is really a nice one. They're all nice, but the Olympus is really nice. Oh, I went right by it. Where did you go? There you go. So I'm going to click on the Olympus. So one thing I want you to know about all of our homes is that they all come standard with hardy plank, Gelwood windows, Moen faucets, Shaw flooring, and Ridgecrest cabinets, solid wood cabinets. So those are all standard with our homes. Now, all of our homes come with different exteriors. So if you click on exterior here, you're going to see that this home comes in 3. So Traditions is an exterior, Craftsman, and the particular home that we're doing today went with the farmhouse look. Very nice. So then if you go ahead and scroll down a little bit, you'll see this talks about the farmhouse exterior and what comes with it. If you click on the Craftsman, it kind of explains the differences there and also the Traditions. So it kind of lets you know what comes with the home there. And then if you go down a little bit further, you'll see that in this case, we have a photo gallery of pictures of this home that's been already built. And we have a virtual tour there also. Also, if you keep going down to the bottom here, we have each of our exteriors priced out. So you'll see a different price here for Traditions, Craftsman, and Farmhouse. Nothing changes on the inside of the house with those prices. That is just a difference in price on the exterior look. Okay. So what I would like to do now is show you here, share with you here. This is the standard floor plan on the Olympus. Just have you kind of take a peek at that. The virtual tour house we're doing here, they did a couple of extra things here. They added a 3rd bay garage. They added a patio cover. They went with 9-foot ceilings, and they vaulted the master, and they vaulted the great room area too. Those are some of the structural changes that they did. So with that, we'll go ahead and watch our video here, and I'll pause it here and there just to make some comments. So let's get going here. So this is the front. I want to pause it here just for a second. This is the standard farmhouse door. So, and it also comes with the 2 side lights there. That's standard. But of course, the homeowner painted their own there. We're entering the entryway here, the hallway. You kind of see all the way back through the great room here. So they had upgraded all of their flooring in this area here with a laminate. So I just wanted to mention that. we're going to make a left, I think, into the den. Notice the architectural trim throughout the house here. And you'll also notice that they did the full wrap windows, which is extra. Very, very nice. So that's the den there. And they were just starting to move in when this video was taken, looks like. Now we're going to take a peek, I think, at the half bath. They went with the upgraded pedestal sink here. That was one upgrade. And of course, the flooring is our luxury vinyl that's basically waterproof. That's fine if you go in there. We're going to get a little peek here of the great room and kitchen, but we're going to actually come back to that later in the video. It's going to take us down a hallway here to the bonus room. So they upgraded the flooring in the hallways leading back here to the bonus room too.
Hey, Dave.
Yes.
So a couple of questions here. Did you mention that those are 9-foot ceilings in this home?
Yes, 9-foot ceilings and vaulted.
And then
in the great room and in the master bedroom or the primary room.
Can you describe what 9-foot ceilings consists of with Adair Homes?
Oh, for sure. So if you go with a 9-foot ceiling, in fact, let me roll this a little bit, just a couple seconds more here, and I'll show you something. So when you go with the 9-foot ceilings, you'll notice this window is actually a foot taller than our standard window. So when you go with 9-foot ceiling height, if it's a 2-story, it would just be on the main floor, but if in this case it's a 1-story. So with that cost, you get a foot taller windows. Your garage doors, instead of being 7 foot, are going to be 8 foot. And when we get into the kitchen, you're going to see that the upper cabinets are another 6 inches taller.
Okay, and then they also had a question, what is the standard height if they do not select the 9-foot ceilings?
Standard height on all of our homes is 8 foot.
Perfect. And then just one more question here. And again, we encourage everybody to just use that Q&A tab at the bottom and fire away questions at us, please. The other question, Dave, is you mentioned that the trim, I believe, was an upgrade, and they're wanting to know, how do they know what is standard and what is an upgrade when they're first considering this?
Okay, so we're doing a virtual tour of this home with the upgrades that this family added to the house. So I'm not able to show you the standard trim. The standard trim is called our Colonial. Very, very nice. I've done a lot of open houses with that, but I can't show you an example of it. But what you'll want to do is talk to the home ownership counselor in your area, make a visit there, and they can show you the different trim packages. We have three to choose from: the Colonial, then there's a Craftsman trim package, and then the architectural.
Thank you, Dave. And then another question here from William. He wants to know, can you get tile floors and can you do heated floors?
We can definitely do the tile floors. We have quite a series of tiles you can choose from. As far as heated floors, we'd have to delve into that a little bit deeper. We don't do anything like heated floors with a water system, but we do have an electrical, I believe we still have an electrical grid we can put underneath the tile to heat those up. I think that's the only option we would have, but we don't do the water.
And then we'll do another question here, David, and then you can go to the video again. William also wants to know, do we do crown molding?
We do not do crown molding, although that would be something that would be a custom option that we could certainly check into, but crown molding doesn't come with it, and I would have to double check on that.
Okay, perfect. And then actually one more question popped up in here real quick. Elena would like to know what the approximate cost increase for the upgraded flooring is that is shown in the video right now.
Oh, well, I would have to go and kind of figure that out. For this, every home is going to be different. Let me just take a second here and peek.
And Elena, the nice thing when you're, with a question like yours is when you're considering building an Adair home, when you're working with your home ownership counselor, you're able to pick which particular floor you're considering upgrading. And then you're asking them to price out rooms individually for you. That way, it gets broken down by room, so you get a full quote. But then if it's a little bit more or a little bit less than you thought, you can add more rooms or you can minimize some of those rooms where you did the upgrade. But it looks like Dave's looking up a cost for maybe just the cost for the entryway and great room, Dave.
Well, it's not broken down like that, but the upgraded flooring that they did would be somewhere in the $10,000 range.
So they did a lot of that home and upgrade.
They did a lot.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But you can pick and choose which room you want to upgrade. You don't have to do the whole house. They pretty much did the whole house except for the primary suite. I think they did an upgrade in carpet there.
I would say another thing to mention maybe is that I think our laminate starts at about $5.75 a square foot roughly. And then it can go all the way, to $7 to $9 to $12. So again, depending on which one you want, that's a rough idea of per square foot price. And actually a couple of more questions popped up, Dave, so we might as well go and we'll roll the video in a little bit. Sarissa, it could be Carissa, but I think it's Sarissa. I live in Arizona where a lot of the craftsman plans are not available. Is it possible to build one of the homes from another state or another area in my state?
Well, you'd want to, we do have some locations in Arizona. So you would want to go to our website and at the top there, click on the site, the Adair site that's closest to you. Because I don't know where you're at in Arizona and what areas they cover. But you could find out that way, but it's very possible.
Yeah, I think, Sarissa, the best way to do that would definitely be to get a hold of the local branch that builds in that you're considering. And then if they're not positive, they can actually call up to our drafting team and see if there's a way we could build that outside exterior for you in your area.
Sure.
And then Jerry would like to know, are the laminate floors waterproof? And what manufacturer do we use?
Well, we use Shaw for all of our flooring. Most of the laminate you're seeing is not waterproof except in the bathrooms. So they're the luxury vinyl plank. So anywhere like in a bathroom where you have a tub where water could get splashed around, we can't put anything in there except the standard vinyl unless you go with the luxury vinyl plank. And these folks did that.
So Dave, then a homeowner would have the option to do a laminate floor that's not waterproof, but they could also select one that is waterproof, right?
Yes, yes.
Perfect. And then one more question here. Is it standard to have carpet in the bedrooms and laminate everywhere else?
Standard carpet typically goes in the great room, hallways, and bedrooms. But you have the option to change that with upgrades if you would like.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Dave.
All right, should we continue on a little bit? Keep the questions coming, we love them. Okay, here we go. This is the bonus room we're going into here. They added the can lights and of course the laminate floor here. Now we're going to travel to the bedroom 2, I believe, on the Olympus. Bedroom 2, we added this window right here. They wanted to add that window there. And of course, we have upgraded carpet there. Or I should say that is standard carpet, excuse me. So this is the bathroom too. We upgraded the backsplash. We did granite countertops and LVP flooring there. This is bedroom 3. We have our standard carpet in there.
Hey, Dave, quick question.
Yeah.
So Amanda's on with us here, and she'd like to know if the window trim that we're seeing is standard.
No, this is all the architectural trim. So there's nowhere in this house where we have standard trim. So, but this is upgraded architectural. Good question.
Thank you.
Now we're going to go into the great room and kitchen area. Couple things I'll point out here is this is where you can really see the 9-foot ceiling and the vaulting. You can see the vaulting there, which really opens the house up. We did the pre-wire for a fan in here. You'll see the fan right there. We added can lights in the great room. Kitchen comes with can lights. Of course, you'll see the fireplace in a second here with stone. And let's just move on here.
Hey, Dave, quick question here.
Oh, yeah.
So the question is, can you upgrade the bathroom mirrors, or do you have frames that can be added? Or can the client provide mirrors to be installed in the bathrooms?
Very good question. I don't know that we have an upgrade for our mirrors. I have had people that's built our homes that have added a frame after we're done. You know, so you can do that. But you can't install your own. You know, we have to install ours there. So.
And again, that's another question where whichever home ownership counselor you're working with, kind of let them know what you're thinking and what kind of frames you might want. And then what we can do is contact our the design team and see what may be available there and see if there are any options for something like that. And then one more question, William, I apologize. I'm not sure what you're asking here, but it says, is the flooring on a cement floor, is the flooring on a cement floor or wood?
No, only in Arizona do we have floors that doesn't have a foundation or crawl space. So this home is definitely on pony walls and lifted up. So gotcha. It would be a wood base.
I see. Okay. Thank you, Dave.
Good question.
Yeah.
Okay. So the fireplace, they upgraded it with some stone here. I thought it looked really nice. So we'll keep going here. I just want to point out right here, you can barely see it, is a floor plug. So like I say, they were just moving in, so they're probably going to set a couch or something there. And that way they can set a lamp on the end of the couch and they don't have to run a cord to a wall or something. So they had it in this electrical outlet there.
Dave, a couple of questions. So thanks everybody for sending in the questions. We really do appreciate that. Lisa would like to know, are supply chain issues continuing to increase pricing?
I don't know that it's increasing pricing. We've done really well there. You know, we're going to build between 600, 700 houses this year. So we're basically in the #1 position with our suppliers. We have had a few issues, but we were able to resolve those as far as getting the material eventually. But as far as I know, it hasn't caused any price increases.
Thank you. And then another question here. Can Adair do wood burning fireplaces?
We can do a standalone wood burning stove, but we do not do fireplaces.
Okay. And then do you offer basement installs?
We can put our homes on a basement. You know, we have to do that ourselves. We have to pour the basement. But if it's a single level home on a basement, then between you and your HOC, you'll need to figure out where you're going to put that stairway, right? Got to make room for the stairway to go down. If it's a 2-story, it's a little more simpler because you can add your stairway underneath another stairway. But yes, we can do basements, but they do cost extra.
Okay. And then Sarah would like to know, she says she can see the base price for the Olympus, but what was the price of this plan with all the upgrades? Of course, not, she says, not counting land, permitting, etc., just the home plan itself.
Blah, blah, blah. Let me take a peek here. So this home came in at somewhere around 400,000 or under, but then there's been price increases since then. So it would be hard to tell you what this exact home would cost now.
Yeah, I'm looking at the home order here, David. It looks like they might have done about 130,000 in upgrades, but
Yeah.
like you're saying, we've had a little bit of price increase since then. So, you know, you may be looking at 150 in upgrades right here. But again, this home is definitely, a lot of upgrades are included in here. So
Yeah, okay. Any other questions there, Joe?
yeah, are vinyl sidings an option?
No, I don't believe so. You know, we use hardy plank, which is really your best. As far as I know, vinyl siding is not an option.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, should we move on?
Let's go forward. Yep.
Really a nice island here. So one thing I want to point out in the kitchen is they did go with some upgraded cabinets. They did the upgraded farm sink and the granite. We'll keep moving here a little bit. I want to pause it right there for a reason. So they went with our standard appliances, which is the electric stove and oven, dishwasher, which you can see here, and micro hood. So, I mean, our standard appliances are really nice. You can see that right there, but they went with our standard appliances.
Hey,
And,
Dave.
Yeah.
So it looks like Lisa has a question on the fireplaces. It says that looks like a fireplace, and I believe she's wondering why we said we didn't do wood burning, but that is going to be a gas fireplace. Is that correct?
Yeah. So our fireplaces are primarily natural gas, or we can do propane. So a lot of people out in the country don't have access to natural gas, so they may go with propane for even their stove if they wanted to, but for the fireplace.
Okay. And then another question, can you make the stone for the fireplace go all the way up the wall?
Absolutely. Any other questions there?
Nope.
Nope. It's hard to see this window. This is what we call a half light door because you've got a window in the upper half. But in between the window panes, excuse me, there is a blind in there. And so we were able to do that for them. We're heading toward the pantry. It's a big pantry in this house, really nice.
Hey, David, another fireplace question.
Yeah.
Can we do electric fireplaces?
I don't believe that we offer an electric fireplace, but we could certainly put in whatever electrical thing you need where you need it so that you can purchase your own and plug it in. That'd be no problem.
Okay. And then Dave, a question here. What if somebody, doesn't know about this whole process and, they're interested in building, but they don't have land? They don't, they kind of don't know where to start, it sounds like, but do they need land, or what information do they need before they can find out what this is all about?
Okay, that's a great question. So really your first step is you want to get an appointment with the HOC that's in your area. Joe and I are both home ownership counselors. That's what HOC stands for. We have financing for you. We have realtor partners that can help you find land if you don't have land. We can talk about the house that you want, kind of zero in on that a little bit, and we'll walk you through our whole program so that by the time you leave that first meeting, you would know if Adair Homes would work for you or not. If it doesn't work for you, it's okay to say no. Might sound kind of weird, but most people say yes. But it doesn't work for everybody. So.
And then Dave, what if somebody has a piece of property that they're interested in, and they're interested in potentially buying it, but they just don't know if it's the right property or a good property to build on? What do they do there?
Another good question. So your first stop is with your HOC counselor in your area. And then he's going to walk you through the program, and also he's going to give you the items needed for us to do a complimentary site visit. We call site visits complimentary because they're not free to us. There is a cost for us to go out and do a site visit. They truly are free to you, but we call them complimentary. So there's 3 or 4 things that we need from you on that property. And the HOC will explain that whole process, how you can be protected while that property gets checked out. And if for some reason you can't build on that property, you're going to be able to get out of that earnest money agreement with your earnest money and look for a different property. So we do have a system in place that can help you with all that.
Thanks, David. And I was just going to add in there, I think most of the families that I meet with, they're pretty excited after they come in for that first meeting, because not often do they realize, how it all works. But then when we're able to let them know that there's 3 numbers in your potential build cost, there's the price of your land, the site development costs, and then the home itself. So you total those 3 numbers up, and there's how much it would cost to build that home that you want on that particular piece of property. And after meeting with your home ownership counselor, they can show you, as Dave was mentioning, how we have a really good system in place where we can assist you with gathering, the cost of the land, the cost of all your site development, meaning permits, excavation, utility hookups, well, septic, whatever that property may or may not need. And then all your wish list on the house as well. So you might say, hey, this is exactly the house I want, but I don't want to spend $130,000 on upgrades. Well, you can still give your home ownership counselor the list, and we'll total it out for you. So that way you can pick and choose what you may or may not want to add to that home to get the budget where you want. So now you have your land, site development, and house all in front of you. Following the Adair process, after you meet with your home ownership counselor, you can get all that budget in place before you actually take out your loan, before you officially buy the land, or before you ever give Adair any money or sign any contracts with Adair. And I think when I meet with families, once they discover that, they're super excited that we offer that. And I really don't know of any other builders who do that.
Very well said there, Joe. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Any other questions?
Let me see. And would it be one payment? So I believe they're wondering if all the things I just mentioned would be one payment. Yes. In a construction loan, you can include your land, site development, and your home all into that loan.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Here we go. So now we have entered into the primary suite. And normally in the primary suite, if you look at the plans, this is a window. But they had me, it's a 6-foot window by 5 foot. So they had me replace that with a patio door. And then they had me add this fixed window up high here. So that's 2 changes in this primary suite that we did for them. In the primary bathroom here, they upgraded their backsplash. They put granite countertops, and you're going to see a tiled shower here. And this is your luxury vinyl plank that's basically waterproof in the bathroom here.
Hey, Dave, and then Amanda had a question a little bit further back. I think it was in the primary suite, I believe.
Yeah.
She wanted to know if that was standard carpet in there.
No, it's upgraded carpet.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. One thing I haven't mentioned is they went with the bronze finish on all their plumbing and lighting and bathroom accessories. So that was an upgrade they did. You'll see it here too.
Okay, Dave, hold on one sec. Looks like a few people thought that that shower was just gorgeous. I don't know if you can click back on that just a little bit and show it again. But they want to know how much does something like that cost?
You're probably looking at somewhere around 4,000 or 5,000, somewhere in there. It's just according to what tile you choose, what flooring for the tile. Like there's different options there. So somewhere in there.
Okay, and then so that is a shower that they added, or that was standard that then they tiled out, or what was that?
So all of our homes start out in all of the bathrooms with a tub shower combo.
Okay.
In these larger homes, you actually have room for a tub and a shower. So they didn't go with a tub, but they wanted to upgrade the shower location with tile.
Okay.
So that's what they did there.
Very nice shower.
Yeah. Okay. I want to pause it here because we don't use the cheap wire racks in all of our closets. You're going to have a good solid shelf and pole. A lot of builders now just go with a real cheap wire rack thing here. We don't do that.
Another question here, Dave.
Okay.
So Jody would like to know, can the walk-in closet be accessed off the master bedroom without going through the bathroom?
In this plan, I don't believe so. I'm pulling our plan up here. You can see here, you know, we could sit down with your homeownership counselor. We could talk about things, but in this particular plan, I mean, we could reverse the closet and you have to walk through the closet to the bathroom. But the way this plan is laid out, that's, you know, that's kind of the way it is. But I'm not saying that we couldn't do a custom option and change it. So you'd want to talk with your home ownership counselor there.
So just working with their home ownership counselor, Dave, they could take the square footage there in their bathroom and walk-in closet and modify it to potentially get it the way they wanted, so they wouldn't have to walk through there?
Well, possibly.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to figure out how to get back to my video. Let's see here.
Is your link at the very top there, Dave, by chance?
Yeah, there's links up here.
Or you may have moved it down to the bottom of the screen down there too.
Let's see here. No. For whatever reason, I think I've got some help coming here.
Oh yeah, that's
What do I
probably just
click to
moves.
get back to there?
Probably just move somewhere real quick on you. And then Dave, as we're getting the video back on set here, William would like to know, can you have double high and low clothing racks?
Click on this?
Just that green thing, I think.
I did. What happened? We don't want to stop this here. I just clicked on this thing.
So William, the answer is yes to that. You can definitely modify the shelving. You can add shelving, or you could do double racks if you chose to, yes.
Bear with us for a minute. We're figuring this out.
You're fine. We're doing really good on time, so we have a little bit of time here. Again, keep the questions coming, please, as we're working that part out real quick. Jane wants to know, in the future, you might consider running through the video once and then coming back for questions. It is very hard to see the details in the video when it is stopped every 30 seconds for questions. Okay, Jane, good call on that one. It seems like we like to answer questions, but we'll definitely talk about that a little bit and see if maybe we change the format a little bit.
There it is. All right, we're back. Thank you. This out of the way here. There we go. We're going down the hallway here, and I was just going to mention that if you look at the plans, and I'm not going to click back over there, it shows a standard light up in the hallway ceiling, but we replaced that with a can light and added another can light. So you can't really see it here, but we did that. So this is the utility room, and I'm going to point something out here because in Oregon now some things have changed. So where this upper and lower cabinets are located, normally your HVAC system goes there. Now it has to be there. They moved it to the garage because we still could under Oregon code at the time we built this one, but we can't do that now. If you wanted this look, we might be able to put a HVAC room conditioned space on the garage and move it that way. But anyway, just wanted to mention that. But this is really nice. I wanted to pause it here because we added the board and bat look on this end of the house because when people are pulling up to the house, they wanted it to look like the front of the house. So we added the board and bat, we added this window, which I mentioned earlier, and then we added the two shed roofs here, the farmhouse style shed roofs. So we added those. And they added the patio cover, which you can see really nice here on the back. Another nice look at the back there. And they went with electric furnace and heat pump. So this is the heat pump sitting there. Okay, so do we want to replay it and just let it go, Joe?
Potentially, you could do that and just turn the music off. That way we can get a couple of questions in there if you can.
Okay, let's see. How do I turn the music off? I just
Or-
do this. Boom.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna run it back through, and then if there's any other questions, please ask.
Yep. So a couple of questions here. Jerry wants to know, in the great room, what is the cost to upgrade to push the outer wall out even with the dining room?
Well, that would have to be something you'd want to discuss with your HOC counselor. It can definitely be done, but we'd have to do quite a bit of mathematics here to kind of get a ballpark figure. That would be a custom quote, and you'd get a price right to the penny. Unless you have a better answer, Joe.
Well, you're adding square footage is roughly going to be roughly $125 a square foot is just an estimate. But as Dave mentioned, what you'd really want to do is just talk to your home ownership counselor so we could submit that up and the design team can get us an approval on the additional square footage and then a price for you. And then we can share it with you. And then if you like the price, you can add it. If you don't, you can just not include it in your home order. And then William wants to know, are the interior walls insulated between rooms?
No, they are not.
Okay.
But we can insulate them. There's a little extra cost there, but we can certainly insulate those.
Okay. And then, are washer and dryer included?
No. So there's only 3 appliances that are included, but for your washer and dryer, the hookups are included. So it's all ready to hook up for you. But no refrigerator, no washing machine and dryer.
Okay. And then Jane wants to know, are you sure HVACs have to be in the utility room under new Oregon law? I just spoke to our Adair rep about that. Plus my daughter, who Adair built for is in the process of moving their HVAC to the garage.
Okay. Well, it's kind of like this new year is the cutoff. So I know that in our office, we've been told that any new home orders we take right now, we cannot do that because by the time we get to building your home, it wouldn't be to code. So possibly those homes you're talking about have already passed through everything they needed to, and they're just getting in at the tail end of it. But yeah.
And that is correct, Dave. I know that we're not allowed to move those in there anymore.
Right. In the state of Washington, it's been that way for a couple of years. But.
And that's what Jerry just asked. Can the HVAC be moved to the garage in Washington? I believe Washington changed their law back in 2020.
Yeah, they were quicker than us. But you can build a mechanical room that's a conditioned space in the garage and put them in there if you wanted to.
Okay. So
good questions.
Yeah, definitely, yes. Any more questions? Let's invite you guys to send in any more questions. We're here. Give it another minute or so, Dave, and see if we get any more questions in. We don't have any as of yet.
Yeah, we definitely want to answer everybody's questions.
Oh, here we go. Here's another question from William. How many colors can you have on the inside and on the outside? Example, different color ceiling.
So when this house was built, the homeowner is in charge of painting. So they could choose to paint whatever color they wanted. Now you're going to find out that Adair is going to be painting the inside and outside. That has not quite hit yet, but it should this month. So you're going to see a little bump in price to cover the painting inside and out. And I don't have the particulars of how many different colors, but typically you should be able to paint the ceiling one color and the walls a different color, I would think, but I don't know for sure until we know.
Yeah. And then are the blinds included?
Blinds, no.
Okay.
The only blind that I mentioned was in that half a window door. So that did come with blinds. They're kind of wedged between the two panes of glass, but yeah, we don't do any blinds.
And then are these windows standard?
Yes,
And you had mentioned those are gelled when, right, Dave?
yes, yes.
Perfect. And then
I would say they're not standard in the fact that these folks went with a 9-foot ceiling height, so they're a foot taller than our standard. But,
Gotcha.
but other than that, they're standard.
Then another question, do we need to have textured popcorn ceilings or walls?
Do we say that again?
Do we need to have textured popcorn ceilings or walls? The
We
finish
don't
on
do
the,
popcorn ceilings, I don't think, but the walls and ceiling, we finish those off, textured.
and then Amanda would like to know, what is the time frame to move into an Adair home?
So we give the homeowner about 4 months to get their property and their lot ready, with the water and electric and septic or sewer and everything. So then we average from the day we pour the foundation, or somewhere around 160 to 175 days. And then if you're going to count in doing a site visit, getting your order accepted and all that, I like to tell people 11 to 13 months. It could be longer. I haven't seen it longer yet because we're doing really well on timing. But yeah, typically I would say 11 to 13 months, somewhere in there.
And that's a great answer, Dave. And definitely that's another one that you really want to be particular to where you're building, because some of that timeline that Dave's mentioning, those 11 to 13 months, is going to be working through your jurisdiction that you're building.
Yes.
So there's a different timeline for different jurisdictions. So depending on how long they're going to have the permits in their hands before they approve them, that adds to the timeline. But that's why Adair tries to be very transparent and let you know that there is a timeline that we don't control. So we like to make sure we tell you 11 to 13 months in most jurisdictions, but definitely check with your home ownership counselor for what their timelines are looking like.
Yeah, for your area there.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Thanks, Joe.
Yep. And then, so William, another painting question. Can you have 3 color exteriors like body, trim, and accent?
Yeah, I think, I mean, until I get the new specs, but I'm pretty sure that would be standard.
I would say that that's definitely going to be something we can do. Yeah.
I would think, and your door could be a different color then.
Yeah. And then are tile or metal roofs an option?
No, metal roofs aren't an option in our area. Now, there could be areas, I don't know where this person is, there could be areas where metal might be. I don't think tile would be available in Oregon, Idaho, or Washington. It might be in Arizona. That might be a standard down there. But yeah.
Great. And then they want to know, can the homeowner provide finishes for install, or do we need to use ones provided by Adair, such as light fixtures, cabinet pools, faucets, etc.?
Yeah, so the only thing that the homeowner can do in the house right now is low voltage wiring when we're in the framing stage. All other materials come from Adair Homes because number one, it would void warranties if you brought your own. Another thing that could happen is you could hold up our whole build. If you're supposed to be bringing a certain product and it gets back ordered, or you're out hunting and have an accident and you can't, we have to keep our homes moving. And so we don't allow that. So that would be the answer.
Okay, great. So we'll see if we get any more questions in here. Any more questions out there? Feel free to send those to us.
Yeah, just get a hold of your home ownership counselor and let's build you a home. Let's move forward with that. That's the way to do it.
It doesn't look, okay, William, how about rounded corners on the interior?
That is an option.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I think. Okay, here we go, Dave, another one. How flexible are the doors window placements? For example, in that dining area, can we not have that large window, but rather a French door and no side door?
Oh, absolutely. That would be no problem. So that's kind of the part that I kind of enjoy is taking one of our plans and finding out what you want, and then we can redline that and make those changes. Oh, absolutely.
Great. Okay. Elena, you're welcome. She said, thank you for our time, Dave, and she's going to sign out right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Do you offer smart devices for thermostats or locks?
I think our thermostats, I was just talking to one of our construction guys the other day, are, they're updated, but I don't know. It's, you can really go off into a lot of different areas with that question on what you can do and what you can add on and all that. But I do know our thermostat is an up-to-date one. Let's just put it that way.
Give another minute or so, Dave, and I think then we'll probably be done. We'll see if any more questions come up. But again, like Dave mentioned, we just, really encourage you to reach out to your local Adair office. If you're not sure which office, would help you, just call any Adair office, call the main line on the website. Anybody who answers will be able to direct you to the correct office that you would be considering building in. And from there, it's a really easy path to explore this to see if it's an option that you might want to do. And again, without the commitment of putting any money down, not signing any contracts, you can get this whole process detailed and outlined as far as budget for you, all the way from, getting a lender who can help you finance this, helping you identify land, and then making sure it's the right piece of property for you and it fits within your budget to develop it. And then, like Dave said, taking one of our homes and doing any modifications or upgrade considerations that you might want and putting it all together to see if it's something you want to go forward with. Here we go. A couple more questions. Do you have ceiling and wall speakers as an option?
No, but you can do that's considered low voltage wiring. So you're able, when this is in the framing stage, to run your own wires and speakers, to the locations that you want them. So you can do that yourself, or you can hire a professional to come in and do that. But, yeah.
Another question here, Dave. How long is the home warranty and what would it entail?
The home warranty is called a 210. It's like 1 year kind of bumper to bumper, 1 year on the mechanicals and 10 years on the structure. It's one of the best warranties out there, and it's transferable. So that's kind of nice too.
And the other thing to keep in mind, that's definitely the builder warranty. And then all the materials that come with the house then also come with the manufacturer warranty. So your hardy plank siding, your gelled windows, your Moen faucets, your American Standard furnace, all that has the manufacturer warranty, and so on with Shaw flooring. So not only do you get the builder warranty, you get the manufacturer warranty as well.
Yeah, and we use all name brand materials in the home, and they all have their own warranties too. So thank you, Joe.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome. The questions, they said, thank you. So you're very
All right.
welcome. Yeah, I think we might be done with the questions, Dave. And again, thank you everybody for participating, and just make sure if you have more questions, just reach out to that local office and make a contact with the person in your region so they can really start assisting you on getting this as an option for you and answering all your questions. Oh, William, one last question here. How about undermount sinks?
Yes, the farmhouse sink that you noticed in the kitchen in this one is an undermount. So if you go with a hard surface like granite or quartz, then you need to put an undermount under there. So we do have options for undermount sinks.
Thank you, William, for all the great questions. We
Yeah.
appreciate that.
You had some good ones.
Dave, I think we're about done, Dave.
Okay. Well, thank you, everyone. Like Joe said, you know, quit thinking about it and visit your HOC counselor, and you know, maybe we'll be building you a home. We would love it.
One last thing to mention is definitely you can go on to YouTube, and we do post these videos.
Yeah.
So if you're wanting to look at other home plans, go on to YouTube, in the search bar, just type in Adair Homes virtual tours, and a list of videos will come up, and you're definitely encouraged to take a look at those.